Hey Ken and Tiffany, it's Max. I put together a market analysis for your property on Saddleback Circle, and I wanted to share that with you. I did a 90-day search, so I went back 3 months to come up with the most accurate comparable sales, and I looked for houses that all had three-car garages, were either 10% bigger or smaller than yours above ground, and also had walkout basements. And that's a very significant feature that some people really search for. So when I did that, I came up with 14 homes either active under contract or sold within the 3 months uh, in the Parker area. Uh, what I do is I search, refine my search, come up with the best group that I can, and then I take that data and I transpose it into my own spreadsheets where I can further break it down and analyze. So when I put the information into my own spreadsheets, I break it down into three groups: active properties, comparable, those are comparable homes that are currently on the market; under contract properties, those are the comparable homes that are under contract, but we don't know what the final sale price will be. And then the third category is sold homes, and those are going to be 90 days. And those are the numbers that appraisers use because those are real numbers that are recorded with the county, that are accurate and have recently closed. So if we compare your house to the four that are active on the market, I highlighted those two in yellow because those two, like yours, does not have a finished basement. And I think that's a significant feature that we need to take account for. So out of the four that are comparable to yours, the average of those four have 5 bedrooms. Yours is 3. Bathrooms, the average of those four that are currently on the market has 4 bathrooms. The above ground square footage is right there with yours. Yours is 3,067, and the average of those four is within a little over 100 square feet. That's 10 feet by 10 feet. The finished square footage, this is where yours has a deficit. Even with those two that don't have finished basements, those that do bring that average up to almost 900 square feet more. So those are going to be bigger finishes on those basements, much more than 900 on the two that are finished. The overall square footage, the total, regardless of finish, is right there. Yours is very comparable in size, and the basements are very comparable in size. Now, as a group, those four are currently priced at $553,000. Two of them are finished basements, two of them are not finished basements. The interesting thing is that they have been on the market for almost 2 months. And in this market, that's not good. So if we look at the under contracts and the solds, we're looking at just 2 weeks on the market. So what has happened is that there's a small pool of these actives that some of them have been on the market for almost 3 months that have been languishing. They're sitting there. New houses come on and will go under contract in 8, 3, 5, 4, 9 days. So these have actually sold. So they probably came on the market, went under contract, and now have closed and sold. Somebody else has moved in, while some of these properties that are active have been on the market that whole time. So we don't want to be in that category. So when you come on the market, you're going to be in the active properties, but we want to spend a little time there and we want to get under contract quickly. What happens, especially in our current market, is what I call the eBay effect, and that's where people start bidding, and sometimes they don't use their brain more than they use maybe their heart, where they want to win. They want to win the bid. And when you have that competitiveness, some people will go above and beyond to be the winner. And that's what we want to happen to your house. So these numbers here, the price per square foot. Price per square foot, above ground, finished, and total. The best number that we would use there would be the above grade square footage, but we have to take into account that yours does not have a basement. Okay? And if we look at like the lot, your lot is above and beyond any of these houses. Your view is very nice too. So anyway, actives are something that we have to look at. We have to price ourselves appropriately from the beginning, but those are the least verifiable numbers. Now, a little bit more verifiable numbers are the ones that are under contract. We don't know exactly what the contracts are for these 4 properties. We know what they were asking at the time when they went under contract, but we don't know what the final contract is for. But if we look at these houses and compare them to yours, again, they on average have 2 more bedrooms, 1 more bathroom. The above ground square footage, yours is a little bit larger on average than any of these. It's larger than all of them, actually. Your finished square foot is lesser. There's only 1 of the 4 that has an unfinished basement. And the total square footage of yours has a lot of potential because it's larger than any of those properties. It's just that some of the square footage, the basement, is unfinished. As a group, the under contract price on average, those 4 is $531,000 is what they were asking at the time of contract. So it's probably a little less when they went under contract on some of them. Maybe. It's speculative. Okay, now if we look at these numbers, here's the above ground price per square foot, finished. Your lot is a lot larger. At any time you want, you can pause this video and look at the numbers a little bit closely without me rambling. Average days on the market for this group is 16. So with that short amount of time on the market, I would imagine that they didn't come too far off of their individual asking prices. Now, the real numbers are the solds because those are verifiable, actual numbers that are recorded with the county. And of the group of 6, 2 of them do not have finished basements. On average, they have at least a bedroom more than yours and a bathroom more than your home. Again, the above ground square footage, yours is a big house, bigger than the average one, bigger than not all of them. There's one house that has more above ground square footage. That's the house on Mimosa that sold for $520. And let's see. The basements are very comparable. The total square footage, yours has more potential there. 400 square feet, which is 40 by 10. That's a big space. Or 20 by 20. Price per square foot above ground. If we look at these are kind of funny. If you compare these numbers for the under contract, they're asking $186. The actual people that sold got $180. These guys are asking on average $151. The ones that actually sold got $143 for the finished square footage. And then these guys are asking on average $123 for the total square price per square foot. And they actually got, these guys, these 6 that actually sold, got $119. So it's pretty interesting how that happens from what people ask to what they get. And then again, an awesome lot, awesome view. No arguing that point. So what happens is if we take these numbers, if we're looking at the price per square foot, the most accurate one is going to be this $180 per square foot above ground. But then we do have to take into account that yours does not have the basement finish. So if we multiply your above ground square footage of 3,067 times the average that these actually sold for is 180, we get this number of 552. You know, it would be pretty easy to take $30,000 out of that number for the lack of a basement finish. So let's take a closer look at a couple of these solds. I don't want to look at all of them, but I've picked out this Roloc, Mimosa that doesn't have a finish on the basement, and Tin Cup. Let's look at those three and see how they compare to your property. So if we look at those three, let's see, the Roloc property, what I want to do is I want to look at the pictures that they provided and see how they compare to yours. So this is, the front looks similar to yours. Now all of them have 3-car garages, but this is a 2-car here, so I would imagine that this bay is a tandem double deep bay. So let's just kind of compare how this looks to yours. It's pretty plain. I think this house is fairly original builder grade stuff. They might have added this granite countertop in the kitchen, but they have the honey oak cabinets, pretty standard black appliances, and but they do have this slab granite, which is a feature that a lot of people like. I'm looking at that tile. I hope that that's not, well, either way, it's not great. I was going to say I hope it's not vinyl, but if it's not vinyl, it's the square 12-inch tiles, which isn't what people are preferring in a kitchen right now. These are horrible photographs. They're just ridiculous. So I'm looking at a white, pretty basic fan. The window coverings, I'm guessing there are window coverings. There's no draperies. Huh. That doesn't look like window coverings. That's the master. Very, the brass and glass chandelier. And then wallpaper wainscoting. Real standard gold finishes. This is something that a book nerd would like. That was for you, Tiffany. This is a basement finish. It looks like they had a library down there. Look at all the cabinets, but they do have the basement finish is odd on this house. It's not what most people would like. It has the suspended acoustic tiles, suspended ceiling. Very basic, original, builder grade stuff. Nothing really has been updated. Oh, here's the garage, and so they've done something odd with this double deep tandem. They've added a loft kind of a system in there, so they've given up the ability to park the third car in for kind of maybe a shop, something special that they were doing that's pretty unique in there. Here's the normal way. You walk up the stairs and you go into the kitchen. So this whole area was added for whatever. Very vanilla. There's a stub where you could have a utility sink in the laundry room. So this looks like a wine cellar. It looks like it's in the basement because I can see the studs in the ceiling, so it's not really finished. Oh, and there's a magical door. Looks like it comes from the library, and you push back the books, kind of like Bruce Wayne, and then you enter the Bat Cave that has wine. Very standard builder grade. This is the basement with the suspended ceiling. There's the basement looking out. Just really poor quality pictures. That's why I hire professionals. Look at that picture. My goodness, can you believe that tile? Nothing really updated. It's the gold and the chrome and the gold shower surround and the tile countertop. A loft. An odd picture. There's a beautiful chandelier. So really builder grade. Nothing really to write home about. Now this one sold in April 18th for $549,000. So they got premium price. This was in Stonegate. Now the next one I want to look at is this one on Mimosa. And this was a more modern looking house. It has a nicer color palette to it. Porch on the outside. It has kind of a more of a curb appeal like yours. They have the hard surface wood flooring, and the color palette again is the more modern gray palette that people are using. Definitely the window coverings here are the 2-inch wood blinds. Nice light fixtures. A really nice looking kitchen. Backsplash, slab granite. You got two tones of cabinets. Neither of them are the honey oak. So you got the black or the chocolate, and then you have the white for the island, and cooktop and double oven, stainless appliances. Really what people are really liking. Big island. Wood floors, pantry. Pretty clean and updated, and professional photos too. So look at all the banisters, that wrought iron railing, and just pretty elegant. The fans aren't like that white fan. A loft in this one also. The master suite has a coffered ceiling. Good looking stuff. There's the master, so kind of it looks like a little tub, but I don't know. Might be distorted. So you have the ladies area, which is bigger, and then Ken's area over there. So they have some bold colors in some of the bedrooms, but it's cute for a kid. Neighbor close by, big deck. But then, so you got a row of houses here, all looking out over this greenbelt pathway area. So you have some nice separation in the back. Looks like an eastern view. So that's Mimosa. So the last one that I'd like to take a look at would be this one on Tin Cup. And this one is very comparable exterior to yours. It backs up to an open space. I'm not sure if that's like a drainage creek or is that a pathway. Very similar opening or entryway to yours. And so in this section, looks like they've upgraded with some different colors and then put some wood floors in there. And looking out the window there, looks like that's a hard structure roof that it wasn't original to the house, so that was added. Backing up, it looks like just a big open area. I don't see a path. Formal, nice lighting. And so you do have these lighter cabinets. You know, that chocolate is kind of a little wow factor in that other house. But they have slab granite. I don't know if these are honey oak or maple cabinets, but they're lighter. Not horrible. Nice appliances. Look like maple. So you got some nice views out the back. Master suite, maybe an office. Master has the vaulted ceiling. And see, they updated what they could. These were easy to update. They put some rubbed bronze, and light was an easy fix. More difficult would be getting rid of the gold over here, so they didn't do that. Didn't have the skills. But it's very nice, and the photos look so much better. This is the kids' bathroom. Looks pretty standard builder stuff. Maybe they upgraded the lighting and put in that's a different faucet. They went with the nickel or whatever. There's that covered patio looking out over the greenbelt. So that's the house on Tin Cup. So if we look back at these stats, I think it's a pretty good group. We see how your house compares to the houses that have sold. And I'm really feeling like a price point of $520 would be a good starting place for yours. Again, we don't want to be high. We don't want to be caught in this group of active properties. If we look at, people are so keyed in on shopping anymore. If we think about gas prices, if there was 2 gas stations right across the road from each other, and one was 5 cents a gallon cheaper, that other one would go out of business. It would actually go out of business because there were 5 cents. And if you think about 5 cents on a tank of gas, let's say 20 gallons or even 30 gallons, at 5 cents, that's $1.50. So people, if you're overpriced, people are not going to pay attention to you, and that's not good. So if we look at one of these that sold, and it sold relatively quickly, it was the one on Mimosa, actually, that had the chocolate, the cuter stuff in there. It was on the market at $500, and it sold for $520. So there's a perfect example, is that the people in the market will adjust the price as necessary. They will ramp the price up really quickly if they want to spend more on the house, but it'll take a lot longer to drop the price, because people will look at it and say, well, it's overpriced, we don't want to pay that. And these guys have only been on the market for a week, and we don't want to, we're not going to deal with it. We're not going to come in immediately low, but people will come in immediately high. So it's really a important thing to get the price right at the beginning. I'm feeling pretty confident right now at $520 would be a good starting place. But with this information that I just provided you, we have some talking points. So I'm going to send this over to you, and please take a look. It's about 25 minutes, and I'll talk to you soon.